Hello, MFL year 33. Wow, that never doesn't sound old. That's for sure. Um, we have completed round three. So I have the final results on a document here. I actually have not posted this on the chat, so I'm just going to do that during this video. And boom, there it is. It is posted on the chat to Sleeper. That being said, I'll go ahead and run through this real quick. Nico Collins was signed by the Quake NATOs for 70 because there was no rebid. Xavier Worthy was signed by the Ass Kickers for 60 because there was no rebid. Jameson Williams went to the Quake NATOs for 30. That will result in an extra keeper for the Quake NATOs. Smith and Jigba was retained by the TDs for 56 points due to a match. Caleb Williams retained by the Ass Kickers for 83 due to a match. Mike Gesicki matched by the Coyotes for 8, and Nick Westbrook Akine by the Gray Squirrels for 6 was matched. And that, my friends, is the end of silent bidding. Just know any player that you franchised, any player that you matched, any player that you signed due to bidding must be kept first. That money must be accounted for in your salary cap first. Then you take a look at what you have left over. And if there's someone on your roster that you want to keep, you just give them a 10% raise. And now we're doing points. We're not messing with dollar amounts. Just a 10% raise on points. If there is a fraction, any fraction of a point, you round up. You do not get to round down. So if it's 6.1, then it turns into 7. That's just the way it is. I have been doing some thinking on the adjustments for the rounding, and honestly, it's never been more than a couple of points, one way or the other. And again, I just feel like probably not going to go through that step this time. If anyone wants to object, let me know. But with 559 and with rookie money coming, we're probably going to be fine. So I don't think you need to worry about losing any points for rounding money. It just doesn't seem to be that critical. I will have an update as it relates to how many extra keepers people have. I'll probably just do that through some individual channels. I don't know that everybody necessarily needs to know or cares how many keepers everybody has, based upon if they sign someone from another team. Just know this: if you sign someone from another team, for example, Jameson Williams here, you get that spot on your roster taken up by Jameson Williams, but then instead of 12 keepers, you get an extra one. So you can find someone down on your roster to take up another spot. So for example, I know I have 15 keepers, and there's only 22 roster spots. So, in the end, it's a question as to whether or not anybody would really want to, fill up their roster with some of the people that are on their bench, if you will, knowing there are some pretty good players that are going to be available just in the rookie pool. That's for sure. So anyway, start thinking about your keepers. We have at least a week. Today is Tuesday, and the deadline really isn't until a week from Friday. So we've got at least a week. I probably won't start reaching out to people until the weekend, at least. Before people start doing their keepers. I might even do a little video on how I'm going to go through my process and mark those keepers on Sleeper. You do, remember, have to mark all your players on Sleeper as keepers. I have a feeling that window of time between when the keeper deadline passes and when the auction happens, I will be able to do some adjusting if I need to. But I'd probably rather just have everybody do their keepers on their own. And one thing I guess I probably would would want to share is, you can always grab this spreadsheet. If you have the Excel version, which I know at least one of you does, or the Google Doc version, you can always, alter you can make a copy, I think. If not, let me know. But you can make a copy of the spreadsheet and just use your roster here, and it'll do the math for you. It'll let you know how much you'll have left based on what people are getting paid, and if you can kind of mix and match and stuff. I will tell you, even though I have access to the spreadsheet, pencil and paper is my thing. I rank my roster 1 through 22, if you will, and I figure out, based on salary, based on expectations and projections, what 12 players I would rank them 1 through 12, and that's my keepers. So anyway, so just know we are in a great spot. This went extremely well, especially compared to last year. And again, I'm kind of video documenting some things so that in the future, if we have a automated process for this, I think that we've got some people kind of looking into that for sure. So I'm looking here at this spreadsheet, by the way. Over here on the side, if you see some negatives, that just means you got some people that you're probably going to have to throw back in order to get under that cap. So Tube Stakes and Cassandra are definitely not, several hundred over the cap here, because that money is not committed. If we take off the people that they didn't officially sign, then they can get under that number for sure. So anyway, like I said, no rehearsals, no real script. I've just been kind of firing off on these. I would expect a video update from me somewhere this weekend, Sunday evening, something like that, with a little rundown on kind of how I'm doing my keepers and what you need to do on your end for that. And I might even go in and show you, a way you can kind of set up your queue and your bid amounts and stuff, again, on the off chance you can't make it to the auction or your Wi-Fi goes out or whatever. So until I see you again, everybody stay safe. Talk to you later.